He took a bunch of downfield chances yesterday.
Oh, did he?
Only threw for 311, was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, so now
I thought he was great yesterday. That might have been his best game and their best game.
So I want to ask you a question. He was great yesterday. Who is he throwing to? I know he wasn't throwing to the guy that has a piano on his back in Josh Gordon.
Well,
I know he wasn't throwing to the guy that had an organ on his back in Julian Edelman. Please tell me he wasn't doing that, Jenny. Jenny, please tell me.
In fact, Tom Brady didn't throw his first ball, his first target to Josh Gordon, the piano man, until mid-third quarter. And once the floodgates opened to Josh Gordon, then I guess he said, okay, if you guys aren't going to cover him anymore, I'm going to throw it to him, and he's going to hurt you. And he started to hurt Minnesota.
First of all, no.
Tom Brady threw it to 9 different receivers yesterday?
He threw 9 targets to James White, who's a running back. 9. I want to know what. So is he throwing it?
James White has been one of his favorite target for years now.
But you see what he did, Jenny? Now, James White had a 42-yard completion right before the end of the half. Now, see, that's going to look good on Tom Brady's resume. 42-yard completion, but it was nothing. It's empty calories. It's just like eating honey buns or donuts, Skip. Empty calories. They serve no nutritional value.
Well, you eat some.
I don't eat them. Yeah, okay, maybe once in a while, but that's neither here nor there.
A while. They taste good, you know.
But see, you Skip Bayless. Why do you do that?
So I got to ask you. So look what Aaron Rodgers did yesterday. He had 74 plays on offense to only 57 for Josh Rosen. 74 to 57. So he controlled the clock. Did Aaron Rodgers 32 to 28? And yet you can only produce, what was the score? 17. What was, I can't
17, 20 to 17.
20 to 17. So you got 17.
What about Mason Crosby?
Wow.
Mason Crossbar.
Yeah, what about him?
Yeah, you see?
Well,
you applauded him when he kicked those against Dallas.
I didn't applaud him. It made me sick. Yeah, but because they're the 2 screwiest looking field goals I ever saw come off a guy's foot.
But I haven't heard you mention a thing. I didn't hear you mention a thing in Green Bay when he missed 4 field goals and a PAT. I didn't hear you mention a thing when he missed a kick that would have won Green Bay the game against Minnesota. I didn't hear you mention yesterday he missed that kick that would have tied the game and sent it to overtime. You didn't say a word, Skip Bayless. Why is that?
Because it's the Arizona Cardinals. Why would you be in position to need a 49-yard field goal at the buzzer just to get into overtime?
I just want to make sure.
Really?
I just want to make sure. So Tom Brady wins every game no matter the opponent. So why is Adam Vinatieri going to the Hall of Fame?
I mean, Tom Brady's had a better year than Aaron Rodgers. Would you?
No. Tom Brady's team has had a better year than the Packers. So stop saying that. You know it's not true. 20 and 8. So when did 20 touchdowns and 8 interceptions become better than 21 and 1? When your team is 9 and 3, and the other team is 4. What is it? 5, 6 and 1, 4, 6, whatever it is. Stop it.
You know what I love about this?
What do you love?
The spotlight is now going to get hotter and hotter on the wrong number 12, the bogus number 12. The counterfeit number 12 in Green Bay.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, he's the real deal. The real one lives and resides up in Foxborough.
He doesn't.
Yes, he does. So the spotlight is going to get hotter and hotter. The pressure is going to rise exponentially on the number 12 in Green Bay because all of a sudden everybody's going to say, well, if it was McCarthy's fault and you got your coach that you wanted, now what, Aaron? Right?
I will agree with you.
Yesterday he turned 35. Is he aging faster than Tom Brady? Maybe.
Stop it.
Maybe he's just hitting the age wall.
Will you stop?
Well, I'm just asking.
I will give you this. This does ramp up the expectations and the pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Skip, I've always felt like this. Anytime a coach lost his job and Shannon Sharp was on the team, I always would go back and question myself. Could I have made a play here or there that would have changed the outcome?
Especially if you liked the coach.
Yeah. Well, I liked all my coaches because they believed in me. I didn't play for a coach.
You were actually blessed to have that.
Yes. I think working my way up, and they saw how hard I worked. So, but when Dan Reeves lost his job, Dan Reeves was my head coach, my first head coach in Denver. He believed in me.
He did.
And so when he lost his job, I was just starting to come, Skip, into my own. I had started to start. They were calling plays for him and giving me an opportunity. I said to myself, I remember going home when I heard the news that he had lost his job. I said, if I had sped this process up, if I had been the guy that I became this year, if I was that guy last year,
okay, that's all great, but do you think Aaron Rodgers went home and had his scotch last night and thought, what could I have done better for Mike McCarthy? I just don't think so.
Very few players think like that, Skip. But I do. But Aaron's going to have to, Skip, this happened on his watch. So he's going to have to take some accountability for this. Now, he's not without blame. There's enough blame to go around, and we know how this works, Skip. You can't fire all 53 players. You can't get a whole new staff of players, a whole new roster of players. But you can fire the coach, get a different voice. Sometimes, you know what? Look, sometimes a different voice, because clearly Mike McCarthy's voice wasn't no longer resonating with this.
It obviously just wasn't with the quarterback.
Right.
I don't know about the rest of the team, but if it doesn't with that guy,
right,
then you're not going to last.
Correct. That is
okay.
Correct. That
so
is
they
correct.
just said, let's stop the bleeding. Let's put him out of. Let's put both of these guys out of their misery, yes. Aaron and Mike McCarthy, because Mike wasn't having any fun either.
So well, of course not. And now Aaron, he can't relax. He gonna be on that scotch real hard. Yep. I don't know if he's drinking doors or Johnny Walker. I
don't know.
But he got to come on with it these last 3 or 4 games.
He does. And I'm going to make this prediction. Mike McCarthy will land nicely, and I think he will be very refreshed to change scenery and start over.
Let me tell you what he won't have.
Yeah.
He won't have the best quarterback of this generation. That's what he won't have. So he can go to Cleveland and get Baker Mayfield. He can go somewhere else, but he'll never have that number 12 in the green and gold again.
The best quarterback of this generation is obviously Tom Brady.
He's not.
No, I mean, seriously.
No, seriously.
I mean, that's just blasphemy for you to say that.
And it's not.
So Aaron Rodgers had one magical run to a Super Bowl. It was 8 years ago, and he didn't do it on the frozen tundra at Lambeau Field. So
It took a show on the road.
He took it all on the road.
Took a show on the road,
that?
Jenny.
I remember.
That's special.
He beat Michael Vick in Philadelphia, and he beat Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And then he beat not Jay Cutler, Caleb Haney.
If I'm a fighter and I go to someone's house and I knock on the door and I slap him and beat him down, that's what he did. He went to Philly, beat him down.
So
he went to Atlanta, beat him down.
They didn't need to home field anybody in the cold on the frozen
And he went to Chicago.
Right?
What is Chicago? You make it seem like it's 85 degrees and palm trees at Soldier Field.
That was actually a pretty nice day for that time of year in Chicago.
See, you see what you did,
Well,
Skip?
Caleb Haney
and
Aaron played a pretty lousy game by his standards in that game.
Jenny, you see what he did? He talked about that was it was a pretty awesome day for Soldier Field.
I know. So I worked there. I live there. I know it.
I know it too.
Really warm. Interesting.
Jenny, don't do that.
I know it well.
No, I know it too. I was born in Chicago. Yeah,
you were
I was too.
Born in Chicago.
Born in Chicago. Shot time.
Since when?
What you mean? 1968.
How long?
2668.
How long did you stay
County.
there? How long did you
I ain't
stay?
telling.
A day?
No.
2 days?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't remember it.
Okay.
So this is what I remember about Aaron Rodgers, and I hate to bring this up, but I think
no, you don't hate to bring it up.
All those blind witnesses need to have their eyes open here. But Aaron Rodgers won one Super Bowl and played in only one 8 years ago, and since then he's 5-6 in the postseason. 5-6, and he lost 2 home games.
You know what I can't?
How do you do that?
This is what I can't understand. Is that what Skip Bayless would do is say Aaron Rodgers won his last Super Bowl in 2011. Tom Brady won a decade from 04 to 14 without winning a Super Bowl, and the man never said a word. Since Tom Brady's last Super Bowl win, Tom Brady is this in the playoffs.
Wait,
was he not getting to the playoffs?
Did Tom Brady update his resume a bunch of times since then?
Whoa.
Yeah.
No.
How's he been doing the last
not between
5 years?
Not between 5 and 13, he didn't.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Well, Aaron's now 35 years of age, so he better get on his horse.
Well,
He's got a long way to go.
So let me get you. So Tom Brady patented the ability to win Super Bowls later in his career, huh? So nobody else can do that.
Well, I don't know. Aaron seems to be going south.
Well, John Elway won 2 later in his career. Peyton Manning won 1 later in his career.
And then I think of all the dubious, tainted victories that Aaron's had since he won Super Bowl.
What you mean,
think about this. Tainted. Joe Webb was the quarterback. He's a receiver playing quarterback. That was 1. And then Kirk Cousins. Does that count? Not really. 2. Wait a second. The Dez Bryant catch game.
It didn't happen.
Dallas should have won that.
So
how about the Giants boat trip game? How about Mason Crossbar from 56 yards and 51 yards? Both of them looked like they were going to miss and suddenly managed to make it through the uprights.
All they needed Mason Crossbar to kick one from about 48 yesterday. But that's no skill. You see what you... Let me ask you a question. So how much solace should Tom Brady take in playing and beating Phillip Rivers to get to the Super Bowl with a torn ACL? Phillip Rivers played a game with a torn ACL.
Well, he just beaten Peyton Manning. Is that good?
Whoa, no.
Huh?
He got injured in that game. Billy Volick came in.
But he sucked it up and played some of that game.
Just like we give Tom Brady all this credit in the AFC Championship game. Did he not get hurt? And Drew Bledsoe came in and filled in. Skip, I just want to know now.
He did. Oh, I thought you meant the last one against Saxonville when he had 12 stitches in the palm of his hand. Palm of his hand.
Okay, what he did with old foes?
Huh?
Throw them foes. What did he do? He throw them foes.
He set the all-time playoff record for passing yards
And guess what?
at age 40.
And I made sure he had 505 L's
And
to go with them 505 passing yards he had.
And he dedicated all 505 yards to Jenny Taft, and just because it's her hometown.
And
He said, "This is for Jenny."
And my staff stayed up long hours to make sure all those L's
Really?
was hot for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to pay overtime.
Yeah.
That's what put me out of business.
Who's that cook you got? Johnny Hamburger? Who is that guy?
All I
Got to
know.
be juicy Lucy.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, good thing, good, ain't it, Jenny?
Those are really
Man.
Minnesota's finest. Aaron Rodgers makes excuses, points the finger.
Whoa, Jenny.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore.
Jenny.
That's what I'm looking for.
Jenny, don't be that girl.
He didn't. This whole season, he's been blaming everyone.
Jenny.
I don't have time for
That
that.
too, Jenny.
What?
What you mean, what?
What do you mean?
Oh, I can't believe you, Jenny.
You know,
I never thought I'd see
pointing
today.
the finger.
I never thought I'd see
Well, I mean,
today.
this is just obvious. She's just stating the obvious. It's
Jenny
over.
said it.
It's over. He has been revealed
Shannon.
as a
That
is the
fingerprint.
truth.
Right now, there's a wedge. There's a barrier between Jenny and I.
Good.
We'll see if I can get it back in this next one. Did the Sooners deserve a spot in the playoff? And should Bill Belichick be cursing out his opponent?